In today's class, we will see the C program for the evaluation of the given postfix expression.
In this program, I'll give you an expression like this. Let me share you one more screen. Here, I'll give a postfix expression like this. So in this, I'm not going to give any variables in this expression. If you see the expression, it contains 897 multiply plus and so on. So it contains only the digits. Okay, and in between digits, you have certain operators. Here, all the operators appear after the operand. So it is postfix operate expression. So you are going to evaluate it and find the answer of this. We have already seen in the theory that if you want to evaluate the postfix expression, we need the stack. So by using stack, you are going to find the answer. And one more thing is very important here. In my variable, I am assuming that every digit is going to represent one number. This 897 you can interpret in many ways. Either I can consider as 897 separately or 897 separately, then 897. There are so many ways for that. Now I am assuming that every number is going to have only one digit. If you want to perform postfix evaluation with numbers with more than one digit, you have to go for some separation between different numbers. But now we are going to understand the basics of the implementation. So if you want to implement numbers with more than one digit, you go for some comma separation between two different numbers so that your program will work. Now, in this case, if you assume 89 as a number, this program will not work. Every number should have only one digit. Now, let us see the program. Right. So in this program, first, I am going to declare a character array to read the postfix expression because my expression contains digits as well as symbols like addition, subtraction, and so on. So I need a character array to read the expression. For that, I am declaring a character array. So in line number 3, I have declared a character array called postfix, which is used to read my postfix expression. After that, when you want to evaluate the postfix expression, you need to push all your operands in the stack. For that, you need a stack. Since we are working on arithmetic operations, we may get numbers with decimal point also. So I am declaring my stack to have numbers of floating point type. So in line number 4, I have declared a floating point stack of size 20. And when you allocate the memory, don't allocate memory more than this stack memory should be either equal to or less than this postfix. Okay, don't allocate more than that. And in line number 5, since I'm going to work on stack, I'm going to declare the top of the stack, that is pointer to the stack. Always, when you start your program, the stack will be empty. So declare top is equal to -1. When you have top is equal to -1, it indicates that the stack is empty. And before you add an element to the stack, you are going to increment this top. Now, here in stack will be performing primitive operations push and pop for the postfix evaluation. So I'm writing the definition of both the functions push and pop. I'm not writing display because that is not required for me. I want to evaluate the final answer only. So write only the functions push and pop. In case of push, you are going to push your data, that is the operand, onto the stack. The operand is declared as a floating point type. So to the push function, pass a floating point argument, that is now ch. And this function is simply going to add the element into the stack. It will not return any value, so the return type is void. And in case of push, first stack will be pointing to the latest element. So before you push the new element, increment the top pointer. So I have top plus plus. Then, since it is an array-based implementation, in stack of top, I'm going to add the new element ch. And coming to the pop operation, in pop, you never say what element you are going to pop. You will say that whatever is available on the top of the stack, I'm going to pop it. So we never pass any argument to the pop function. So in this, whatever is in the top, that will be returned. What we are storing in the stack is floating point data. So the return type is float. And first, retrieve the value from stack of top and store it in a variable called x. So declare x as a float variable. And after you have retrieved the data from the top of the stack, decrement the top by 1. So I'm writing top minus minus, finally return the answer to the user. So these are the basic things. Now, let me see the main function. Main, you are going to read your expression, that is the postfix expression, and store it in a string variable. So for that, from the user, I am reading the postfix expression And I am using the array postfix for storing that. Since it is a string, I am using %s format specifier in this scanf. And after that, you are going to read the characters or the digits or numbers, whatever may be, from the expression one by one. How long you will be reading it? Till you reach the end of the string. Okay, so we are going to read continuously till we reach the end of the string. For that, we need a loop. So I have written a for loop. In for loop, I have to start reading from the first character of the string till the end of string is reached. So first character of the string is stored at index 0. So I am writing I is equal to 0. And I have to check whether I reach the end of the string. So how to check end of the string is, at the end of the string, we will be storing null character. So if you have the current index as I, if the postfix of I is not is equal to null, it means that end of the string is not reached. If it is null, end of string is reached. So you continue all the operations inside the loop if null is not reached. So I am writing postfix of I is not is equal to null. And after you finish one character, you will move on to the next character in the postfix expression. So I am writing I++. Then what you are supposed to do inside your loop? First, you are getting one character. That character can be a number or it can be an operator. So if it is a number, what is the meaning is that is your operand. You have to push the operand onto the stack. Okay, so first you have your first current character in postfix of I. You have to check whether it is a number. For checking whether it is a number, you can check the ASCII value, but now there is a built-in function for checking. Always make use of the built-in functions wherever possible. Okay, so that function is called as isDigit. If you pass a particular character to that function, okay, remember to this function you will be passing character only. That function will tell whether that character represents a digit or it represents an alphabet and so on. But this function isDigit will return true if that character represents a digit starting from 0 up to 9. If it is other than digit, that can be either alphabet or a special character like addition, subtraction and so on. If it is other than the digit, it will return false. Okay, so you are writing this inside the if statement. If it is a digit, it will return true. So the control will come to the if block. Okay, now what you have to do if it is a digit? You have to simply push it onto the stack because it is an operand. And remember students, this line is very important. Don't simply write push postfix of I. Actually, we have to push the character which is available in postfix of I only, but it is a character. You are not supposed to push the ASCII value of the character. Instead, you have to push the digit represented by the character. Okay? Every character will have an ASCII value. That only we will get now. The ASCII value for 0 is 48. Okay, so when you read a particular if you read 0, it will give you only 48. It will not give you 0. For 1, it will give 49. But we want 1. So what you have to do is, whatever is the ASCII value, subtract 48 from that so that you will get the corresponding decimal number. Okay, you can push that number onto the stack. Don't forget this step. Sometimes you will forget, you will get wrong answer only. Okay, so this is for pushing the data, that is the operand onto the stack. Else what is the meaning? You are getting an operator. When you get an operator, since we are assuming that we are going to proceed with the binary operators, you have to pop 2 operands from the stack. So execute pop 2 times. And remember one thing here, whatever you are popping from the stack first, that is a second operand. For example, if I want to perform 5 plus 4, 5 plus 4 will be converted into 5, 4 multiply. Okay, sorry, 5, 4 plus. And this 4 will be available in your stack. First you will push 5, then you will push 4. When you are popping, first you will pop 4 only, that is the second argument. So whatever you are popping from the stack first, that is the second argument. So execute pop and store it in operand 2. Operand 2 is a floating point data. And then execute pop one more time and store the answer in operand 1. Now you have popped 2 operands. Okay, and what is the next step? You have to perform your operation on these operands. So where is the operation available? If you see here, we are reading postfix of I as a current character. If that is not a digit, then only we are coming to the else part. So in postfix of I, you will have your operator available. that will be available as a character only. So in that, we are going to perform now for addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. 4 choices we are going to have. Okay, so since your operation can be any one of the 4, you will go for multi-way selection statement. So I am writing a switch case. Okay, if I say only perform addition or subtraction, no need for switch case. I am going for now multi-way selection since I have 4 different operators. In switch, pass your character as the argument, which is available in postfix of I. Then you write 4 cases. If the case is plus, remember here, since it is a character, I am writing inside single quote. If the case is plus, you have to perform addition operation on the 2 numbers. So I am writing OP1 plus OP2. Now I will get the addition as an answer. For example, 5 and 4 means I'll be getting 9. Again, you have to push this 9 onto the stack because our expression will grow. It will continue. So you have to continue pushing the new result also onto the stack. So I am calling push with these addition of these 2 numbers as the argument. And finally, after the case is over, break it. Otherwise, the control will go to the next case also, which we don't want. And if the case is minus, perform OP1 minus OP2 and push the correct answer onto the stack. Then if the case is multiply, perform OP1 multiply by OP2 and push it onto the stack. Now, coming to the divide. In case of divide, I may give you the second number as 0. For example, 5 divided by 4, 0. In that case, when you are trying to divide a number by 0, you will be getting infinity. This is a very large number. So we cannot represent infinity. So in that case, you should not perform the division. Okay. So what you have to do is you check whether the second operand is 0. If the second operand is 0, you print a message to the user that it is divide by 0 error. Okay. You should not perform the operation. Else, if the second operand is not 0, then only you have to perform division. Okay. So now you perform the division. Right, 1 minute. Here already my number is in float, so I am deleting it. You perform the division now. OP1 divided by OP2. Then you will get one number that can be a floating point data. Push it onto the stack again. Then break it. If the user enters any other characters other than this, that is not addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, you print that wrong operator is encountered. Okay. And finally, you close your for loop. When you come outside your for loop, what is the meaning is, you can see here, you will come outside the for loop when postfix of I is equal to null. If it is not null, it will go to the for loop, it will execute all these things. If the null character is encountered, it means that you have reached the end of the string. So by that time, your answer will be available on the top of the stack. Okay, so whatever is on the top of the stack, when you encounter null character, that is your final answer. So print the answer. No need to remove it from the stack. If you want, you remove it and then display. Otherwise, I want to simply print the content on the top of the stack. So what I am doing is in printf statement, I am writing stack of top. Okay, so this is a program for evaluation of postfix expression.